The government of India is considering a bid for the 2036 Olympic Games. We are talking about the pinnacle of global sport, the most prestigious event on the sporting calendar. But the question is India ready? Or is this mission impossible? Before diving into the story, let me quote what the Sports Minister Anurag Thakur had to say. He said, quote unquote, India is ready to positively bid for it. There is no reason for us to say no. This is the right time to host the Games. India is looking very seriously at bidding for the 2036 Olympics. Coming from the Sports Minister, that is a big statement. The government's plan is to host the Games in Gujarat, specifically in the Sardar Patel complex in Ahmedabad. The world's largest cricket stadium, named after Prime Minister Modi, is also located in this complex. In fact, bidding for the Olympics was part of the BJP's election manifesto in Gujarat. So it's not just about national pride, there is also some politics involved. Congress leader Pawan Khera hinted at this political angle when asked about India's plans to bid for the Olympics. This is what he said.
There is a federal structure in our country. We welcome any state which succeeds in the bid. After all, it's India which will get the honor. So I don't want to play one state against the other. That's not the way Congress functions. I am sure the government would have considered all pros and cons for every state. There has been a controversy about businesses shifting from Maharashtra to Gujarat. I hope the government doesn't have political considerations in such decisions which are of national importance.
Now, the International Olympic Committee has already awarded the next 3 games, but the 2036 edition is yet to be announced. And for the record, India isn't alone. At least 4 countries are reportedly interested in hosting the Olympics: Indonesia, South Korea, Qatar, and perhaps even Germany. Now, there's no indication as to when the IOC will announce the host. But if India is serious about it, there's a lot of work to be done and a lot of money to be spent. Let's talk about the expenditure first. The cost of hosting an Olympic can be split into 3 parts. First is, of course, the bidding cost. You have to spruce up the host city if your bid is going to be taken seriously. That means spending almost $50 to $100 million on planning, hiring consultants, and building new infrastructure. Tokyo spent around $80 million while bidding for the 2020 Olympics. That's around 660 crore rupees. The second part is the security cost. Around $1 or $2 billion are spent on securing the city. That's around 8,000 to 9,000 crore rupees. I know that sounds like a lot of money on security, but think about the scale of this event. More than 10,000 athletes, top-level athletes, will be taking part in the Olympics, and not to mention all the journalists, the support staff, and the dignitaries. So security becomes a very important priority during any Olympic. Finally, we have the actual infrastructure costs, the most expensive, like building stadiums, games villages, hotels, transport facilities, sometimes even roads. This can cost more than 41,000 crore rupees. And I'm basing this on what Tokyo spent. Yes, you will see stunning stadiums and facilities for this money, but there is a question of utility. Will India be able to put these facilities to the right use or not? For example, just to maintain a massive stadium takes a lot of money. The famous Nest Stadium that Beijing built, just to maintain it, is some $10 million every year. Which brings us to the pros and cons of hosting the Olympics in India. First, the big advantages. The Olympics boost tourism and the local economy. It will give employment to thousands of Indians. It will also increase the soft power around India. Plus, our athletes will get first-class facilities. It could be a launchpad for sport other than cricket. Now, for the disadvantages, most of them are linked to, well, cash. Tokyo spent $35 billion in the 2020 Olympics. Rio de Janeiro spent $13 billion on the 2016 edition and lost a lot of money. And London spent $13 billion on the 2012 edition. So whichever way you look at it, India will have to spend at least 1 lakh crore rupees. Do we have the money? In the past, such expenditure has pushed countries into debt, like, for example, Canada in 1976 and Russia after the Winter Games in 2014. Also, the Olympics in Greece, you remember that? And then there was a financial crisis there, the economy tumbled. So the expenditure is a big part of the conversation. It has to be. But clearly the government feels the cost is worth the benefit, which brings us to India's actual chances of hosting the Games. The 2036 host will be elected by the members of the IOC. Currently, the body has 101 members, 43 honorary members, and around one honorary member, which is Henry Kissinger. Only the 101 national members are allowed to vote. They keep voting until one of the candidate cities gets a majority. If none of them get more than 50% votes, then the city with the least votes is eliminated. So that's how you arrive at a winner. India's Olympic dreams come after the country recorded its best ever medal tally at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. It was a stellar campaign for Team India with a total of 7 medals across 6 sporting disciplines, with Neeraj Chopra becoming only the second Indian to win a historic individual gold medal at the Games. What a proud moment it was. Chopra won the elusive gold medal in men's javelin throw on the penultimate day of the Games. But not just Chopra. A number of athletes have brought glory to the nation. There were the likes of Mirabai Chanu, PV Sindhu, Lavlina, Ravi Kumar Dhaiya, Bajrang Punya, and of course the Indian men's hockey team. That brings me to the question, are we ready? Is it time? Adille Subriawalla is joining us on the broadcast. He's president of the Athletics Federation of India, and Karan Ambardar is a sports analyst. He's with us as well. Adille, thank you very much. Can I ask you why you think India is ready? I know there has been some commentary, political commentary around the fact that India now has the presidency of the G20, which is why it is the right time to showcase to the world what India is about. It's the right time to make a statement. But G20 is very small compared to organizing an Olympic, which really is a production, any way you look at it. Why do you think we are ready now?
I think we are a new India. I think with 60% of our youth below the age of 40, which means 750 million youth below the age of 40, you're building a lifetime infrastructure for them. I don't think people, when you're talking about 1 lakh crores, you're not even understanding what you're doing for these 750 million youngsters. You're creating a future for them. There are ways and means of financing. I think India is very well positioned, both in terms of its financial strength, its GDP, etc. The athletes are ready with the schemes of the present government and the vision of the Prime Minister to have the Mission Olympic cell and the implementation by the Sports Minister. That is how we've got so many medals. And it's a matter of a long time, from 2022 to 2036. If we plan this correctly, we will be at least in the top 5 countries to win medals. Okay. Nobody thought that we could win a medal in athletics. We planned this it took us 17 years to get this medal. It was planned, it was executed by me as president and our team with the chairman of the planning and coaching committee, etc. We have the skill sets, we have everything that is needed. Whatever gaps arise, they can easily be bought internationally through consultants, etc. A whole new city would be created, and I don't see any reason why we should even discuss this. We should go ahead and bid for it, and I'm absolutely confident that we will win the 2036 Olympic Games in India. We are right there.
But there is a lot of competition there. There are at least 4 countries, including Adille. There are 4 countries, including Germany, who are bidding. So there is going to be competition. And when you're
no, we are far ahead of all of them.
Okay, why do you say that?
We are far ahead. I tell you, if the government decides to put its weight behind it, we are better than any other country. And let me tell you, whenever the government has done that, I think we've done a stellar job. And I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that if the government decides to bid, we will win this bid.
Karan Ambardar, do you have the sort of confidence that Adil has? Given the infrastructure, sport infrastructure that is available in the country right now, and what we will need to build in the next 14 years. Abhi, I'm not even talking about the fact that, you know, in the Olympic tally, if we are to host the Olympics, we should at least be in the top 5. Are we close to that? And are we anywhere close to the sort of infrastructure that is required? Sir, 14 years, I mean, many people can argue 14 years is a long time, but Karan Ambardar?
1 minute,
okay.
Just give me a minute.
Sir, let Karan come in, I'll listen to you.
Will be built. Infrastructure is brick and mortar.
In 14 years.
Infrastructure will be built. It doesn't take 14 years to build a stadium. Come on. What are we talking about? Infrastructure is brick and mortar, so keep that aside for a minute. But getting medals, we are on the path of being in the top 5 medal tally, and I sit on the Mission Olympic cell. I can assure you that the work that we are doing, the analysis we are doing, the foreign coaches we are bringing, the sports science we are doing, we are on the path to becoming top 5 countries to win medals at the Olympics. Sorry if I interjected here,
I hope that happens, and as
that is my confidence.
No problem. Your confidence is good to hear at 10:30 at night. Karan Ambardar, would you want to come in here? Are you as optimistic as Adil is? I mean, to him I will say, aapke muh mein ghee shakkar. I hope aisa hi ho. We all would love to host the Olympic in this country and have India top the tally or come second or third. But we have to look at ground reality as well. We have to be a little practical as well.
No, absolutely. I think I'm on the same page as Adil sir right now. I think I've always felt that a country can become a superpower in 3 ways. You know, the military might, strong economy, and of course, becoming a sporting superpower alongside. And it's just a fact that I'm sharing. We are the only country amongst the top 10 economies of the world that has never hosted either the Winter or the Summer Olympics. So I think it's justified the kind of strides that we are making when it comes to world politics, economies, the world business that has been running around. I think it's high time that we bid for the Olympics. Yes, there are going to be challenges. And of course, I think we are, the thing that we go back, my generation, we are only thinking about the CWG 2010 when the fiasco happened. I think we have moved past that. I think we have a solid sporting structure. The systems are way better placed in terms of hosting such a big international event. And, we are a developing country. And sports is something that we have lagged behind as a nation. It's been a while that something big has happened apart from the gold at Japan that we won. The infrastructure is not there. So the expenditure that you're using, the word expenditure that you're using, I think the word should be investment. We're going to be investing a lot of money so that our future generations are given world-class infrastructure. As Sir mentioned, the coaches, international coaches are coming into picture. Sports science is taking a new shape in our country, which has never happened. And I think it's justified what we are doing. Yes, we're going to have a lot of challenges, and not to make it political, but if this was a part of the election manifesto of BJP, I think it's a great thing. Every state which run by Congress or BJP should have this as a part of the manifesto. Next 14 years, not just Gujarat. If somebody has a problem, ask Rajasthan to tomorrow, if they still remain in power for the next 14 years, build infrastructure for a bid in 2036. Why Gujarat? Maybe a Rajasthan or some other, maybe Uttar Pradesh, you never know. So all these states have collectively a lot of time to build the world-class infrastructure that we need when it comes to an event like the Olympics. And it's fantastic news. It's high time we're doing this.
It's high time. Adil, then I'll give the last word to you. There are many critics who will already ask, why Gujarat and why Ahmedabad? Are there no other cities and towns in this country? Why, according to the government of India, is Ahmedabad the best place to bid for the Olympics?
Is that for me?
I don't think it will be Ahmedabad within Ahmedabad.
Yes,
a whole
Adil.
new city will come up. There is Ahmedabad. If you've been to Ahmedabad, there is Gandhinagar. Between Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar, there is so much vast area. So absolutely things will happen. There may be things like sailing, etc., which may be held in a place maybe like Mumbai or Vizag or somewhere. So, but the main events, and Gujarat is developing its infrastructure. There can be PPP models like the Transtadia model in Ahmedabad. There can be PPP models. So all these 41,000 crores and 1 lakh crores, and as he rightly said, is the investment. And you're investing for who? 750 million youth of this country. You're not investing for just for the sake of investing. Can you imagine the power of 750 million youth? It's more than an atomic bomb. And we are not able to gauge that power, and we have to channelize that power. So it is very, very.
But the channelization will not only happen in sport, na Adil. You're saying it's an investment. Look at what it will do for the youth of this country. The youth of this country need jobs more than an Olympic, na Adil.
Job will happen, no.
Can I quickly come in, Shreya, just one last word, if I may, please? I'd just like to answer that question of yours. You're talking about jobs. The youth of this country needs jobs. I think it's very sad that we do not recognize sporting sector as a job-creating sector. It's not just the people who go and play or represent the country. Yes, it's not just the people who go and play, not the athletes. There's a support system around it. Imagine the number of physiotherapists that you will need, the people who will be getting into sports science, everything. The equipment manufacturers. The football, World Cup footballs are getting manufactured somewhere in China, in Pakistan, all the equipment. It can come to India. So it's not just about giving jobs to these youngsters via being, sportsmen. They can do a lot of other things in the field of sports. And until and unless we explode as a nation, a 4-year-old kid right now who has absolutely no idea what is about to happen in 2036 will be 19 years old that time. So it's 750 million and counting.
Okay.
Shocking figure, which I don't think any
of 10 seconds, but you want to give me one more figure.
One figure I want to give you. Before London Olympics, UK spent 2 billion, 2 BB, B for Bombay, B for ball, billion pounds to train their support staff, coaches, managers, physios. Just imagine what can be done with this youth.
Okay.
So I think everybody is missing, they're making it political. I am saying, I want this in India as a sportsman. I want this for India. I am a nationalist. I want India on my chest. I've had blood, sweat, and tears. I've put in with that to keep that India on my chest and with medals for India. So I'm saying, as an Indian, as a sports person, as a person connected with the sports ecosystem, I think it is the best thing that can happen to India. And make no mistake about it.
Okay, we'll leave it there for the moment. We'll leave it, Karan, out of time, completely out of time. But both of you are optimistic on this one. So I think I'm getting a little optimistic as well. And you're saying, why make it political? Well, it becomes political if a political party puts it in their manifesto. We'll leave it there for the moment. Adil, Karan, good to chat. Thank you for joining us at this late hour. With that, it's a break.